Hi, this is Rachel. Now I'm here to do my web technology lab post experiment. The question is about creating a web page using CSS. Now the output should be somewhat like this. Now in my index page, that HTML page, I gave the title as experiment 4, in which this external link of the another CSS code should be given, which I gave rel is equal to style sheet and href is my CSS page name and type as text. In the body tag, I gave the list which it should be displayed. It is the list of 5 items, list 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then I close that UL tag. I opened another div tag in which the ID is D1, in which some paragraph is given, and for another ID D2 I gave some more lines, and ID D3 I gave some more lines. I closed that div tag, and another div tag I opened an ID D4 which I gave my family as the heading, and I created a table with ID T1. In that table, in the TD class, I gave a C1, and the image should be, I kept it as center. I gave image ID as I1. The source of the image is this one, and some paragraph I gave about the image. Then another image I created as class 1. Class is C1. Again I gave it as center, and the image I gave ID, and source I gave the image source, and some more text about the image. Then I gave another class, created another class C1, the same class C1. I gave for other images also, in which for the third image I gave ID as I3, and the source is the image source. Then I gave some more text about this third image. I closed that table and I opened another ID with div tag with ID D5, which I gave the heading as my favorites. I created a table. I gave center because I want the table to be in center. Now in the table, in the column span, I gave 2, means 2 columns should be merged. Then IDs I gave it as D6. Then I gave that as center. I want that to be in center. I gave it as my favorite food. My heading I gave it as my favorite food. And in the table, the items I gave class as item, and for that class, I gave the headings which I wanted to have in that menu card like thing. Then in that class again I gave a image source, then the height of the image and width of the image. The same thing is done for the rest 3 also. This is the HTML part. Now in this CSS part, all the details or properties of the IDs are explained. Now the common thing, padding I gave 0, box size is border box, margin and border is 0. For the body, means the background image, I gave this with the URL keyword. I gave the image source, and for the UL, that is the list, the position I gave it as fixed. Second element, so yeah, see, this is the list which I gave. So for the list, since I gave it as fixed over here, that list is fixed when though I scroll it down. So here also the list is being seen. That is the use of fixing. Then width I gave 100%, and text decoration none is like underlining and all that is removed. Then for the LIID, I gave font family as this one. So this font is maintained for the whole web page wherever the font is given. Then bold, I gave font weight as bold, that means the thickness of the text. Then color, I gave some color. Display as block in the sense the list is like this. Yeah. This is block level elements. Now after this one, width I gave 20%, padding, text align again with as center, float as left, and background color I gave some. Then li hover means the list is getting hovered when I go like this. So for that hover thing I gave some background color. And again for the A tag, AID, I gave property as text decoration none. For D1 tag, I gave position absolute and width 50%, height is this much. So the text is aligned to the center, and font size I gave border left. So the border of this is given blue, black, and like that. The dotted black. Now background linear gradient in the sense the over here, see wherever the text is placed, linear gradient from the left side it is getting darker to the right side. Left side it is a bit not a bit highlighted. The later part is highlighted with the dark color. So for that we use linear gradient. Then for D2 in the sense for this part again I gave some position absolute and weight, height, text align, font size, border right and background. And the same thing for D3 part means this part, same thing is done. Position and width, height, text align, font size, border left, the background, everything is given. Then for D4 tag, I gave position absolute, top width, height and padding, text align and background color is given. So this part comes for this heading my family. Then dot C1 for the class. C1 I gave width and height, and for that same C1 I gave opacity, and hover I gave opacity as 1. So for these images the width and height is given. Later part opacity, so opacity I gave so that it will get blurred, and then when I go for hovering, so it gets highlighted. Then for ID I1 I gave border radius as 50% and border shadow 10 pixels and all that. This thing gives for the images the border is given like this part, this picture shadow is given. So for this we use the border shadow, box shadow. So the same thing is done for second image and third image also. Then again for T1 tag I gave position as absolute, and D5 tag I gave position as absolute, top width, opacity, background color, height, and this one is given. Then TB tag, border radius, everything. Then for class item we gave opacity, hover, and in hover I gave opacity as 1. This nth child even and nth child odd with background colors these, which comes like see when I'm going to hover this noodles, it is coming for some green shade, and for pizza it is coming for blue. So whenever it is even, it goes for some color, and for odd it is coming for blue color. So then with the TD class, I gave it height, font size and color. Next in the D5, D6 tag, gave it margin, height, text aligner center and font size 6. So finally, the output of my page. See, these are the list. It is getting hovered. It is getting highlighted. Then these are the text parts of three text parts, in which the background is getting highlighted from left to right. Background color is getting highlighted. And I gave a heading, my family, and that my family, 3 images for father, mother and sister, and some text is given over here. When we are highlighting the images, the text is getting displayed. Also, image. Then with my favorites, in which I gave my favorite food items. Then when I'm going to hover this is getting highlighted. That's all. Thank you.